Hello everybody, this is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you another viewer cast. Today we're going to be checking up on Angelus, who he submitted several videos, I believe, gosh, it's been 2 or 3 months ago. But we're going to be taking a quick look at his PvT, and we'll get right into the game after I make one quick announcement. I am going to be in Rockford, Illinois for the rest of the week, so this will probably be either the only game that you see this week, or you will see a game Friday evening. Hopefully I will have enough time on Friday to get something out to everybody. But anyways, with that, we will go ahead and get started into it. PvT on Derelict Watcher here. I do find this pylon placement a little odd. I know this is just kind of a pet peeve of mine. If you're gonna build your pylon out here, kind of build it out to the side here to give a little bit more vision of your ramp. If not, it's perfectly safe to just build your pylon next to your nexus, and all is well. So, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we speed through the early part of this, because the early part of this is pretty dull. Overall, we come in, we see one gas. Gas in PvT usually means one of two things. Either means very, very early upgrades, or a Reaper opening. So we'll have to take a look and see what we see. Now, actually, by sending the probe in, you actually do catch that he went Marine first, which is a little curious. Might catch you off guard a little bit if you're not expecting that Reaper after that Marine. But Mothership Core now on its way. First Sentry is out, so things are looking okay. Reaper's gonna probably get in and get a good scout on you, but other than that, there's not really too much you got to worry about. Actually, I don't think he got a very good. Okay, so he saw the Robo. So yeah, he knows the Robo's gonna come. So pretty much take that out. Very good and well. So yeah, so far I haven't really seen a whole lot going for the early robotics facility. Definitely a lot safer. Honestly, with a Reaper opening, you can actually, as long as your opponent doesn't eBay your natural expansion, you can actually go ahead and skip these gateways and get your Nexus down a lot earlier and be pretty much totally safe. You don't have to worry about anything too terribly much, because your Mothership Core will have enough energy for Photon Overcharge here. But overall, I think playing it out pretty well. So Observer's going to come in, get a halfway decent idea of what your opponent's doing, see the reactor on the barracks, and you actually see the Widow Mines. So you know Widow Mines are kind of what he's looking at doing in the long term, which definitely is good to know. So as you can see, your expansion is going to be a little bit later than his function of going for the gateways before your expansion, and overall getting up your sentry count. Actually, going for sentries in PvT is, I think this is an okay choice. Definitely gives you a lot more sustainability as far as holding this ramp. Obviously, you got drops to worry about, and sentries are a little bit on the slower side compared to stalkers. One thing that I do like to do is, especially in the early game, if you're going to keep some sentries, any stalkers that you have, go ahead and already plant them back here in the back. That way you kind of hinder your opponent from getting in here, just because a lot of people will see 1 or 2 stalkers and be like, I don't want to risk losing everything in my drop. So okay, so we got 2 Widow Mines in this drop. Photon Overcharge is going to go off, going to take out. Okay, so yeah, so far I think it was repelled pretty well. You did lose a lot of workers as a function of those Widow Mines. 4 kills so far, and let's see, 6, so 8 workers in total. So yeah, definitely not the best thing to happen to you, but Observer's now going to come back and hopefully you'll clean that up. So yeah, so far I think you've done your due diligence. You really have gotten what you need to do. You have a pretty good scout on what's going on. Might want to pull that in just a little bit to see where he is in production-wise. But I think overall, things are looking pretty good. So far the game has, you know, some minor setbacks, but nothing I can complain about quite yet. Couple forges. So upgrades are a little bit on the behind. He's already got his +1, but going for the double forge is definitely going to help you out here. So double drop now coming in to the main here shortly. Curious to see what you're looking at. So you see nothing's going on. You're kind of just going between your base. So yeah, so he's trying to poke there. Trying to poke there at the front. Doing a pretty good job of managing that. See the drop, and you react pretty well. I gotta say, he gets in the front and does a fair amount of damage with his units. Actually takes out one of your Colossus, but I think overall your Photon Overcharge is going to repel this, and you're going to be in a relatively okay position. Vision-wise, you pretty much know what's going on. Yeah, the biggest problem that I see here is your Archons are a little bit on the late side. You're going to lose a Zealot. Awesome. So yeah, I think overall things are going well. Server's going to come out here and take out a lot of these Widow Mines, getting your third expansion up. Now, you haven't done any checking for his third, which is a little bit of a problem. A probe or even another observer would be nice. Just one little critique. This observer here sitting at the main should probably be out in this wide open area just to be a little bit more curious of drops, because actually drops can get around these cannons and get in relatively easily. With only a couple stalkers and a sentry, I'm not sure if that's enough to hold it off particularly, but things are okay. Okay, let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit more just to make sure things are. Go ahead and put it on everybody. So huge army at your front. So yeah, the biggest thing right now is you don't have a lot of units. Where you are structures-wise. So you're at 6 gateways, 7 gateways. Isn't the best gateway count, but yeah. So at this point, on 2 base, working on 3. I'd say you're probably okay putting down maybe 1 or 2 more gateways. It's going to help you out a whole lot. Basically, the only thing that you've really got going for you is your upgrades. You're now ahead of him in upgrades, just because you've been diligently chrono boosting those out. And it's just a matter of not losing your Colossus, because your Colossus are kind of your big. Ooh, what was that? You just stormed your entire army? That's cool. So he's going to stem away, try and get away. See, yeah, your opponent has basically gone for this giant, huge bio ball with, like, no medevac support, which he just, like, totally stemmed. Yeah, so basically he's gone for this bio ball that doesn't really have any support, so it's going to pretty much just absolutely melt the storms and Colossus. So basically, your composition is definitely looking to be quite effective against what he's got. So we'll go ahead and speed it up. You're going to finally move out here, maybe. I think you do, if I remember right from watching this earlier. He's got double upgrades going. That probe is a goner. Ooh, take out that drop. That's really nice. So finally, we're gonna finally get to our big, ginormous engagement, and this is where the panel gets to the metal. We'll have to see how this engagement goes overall. Ooh, nice free Viking. Okay, I want to pause real quickly and just discuss unit composition. You've got a crap ton of zealots. Like, holy cow. This is only okay just because he has absolutely no support as far as widow mines, things like that. So with your upgrades being better than his, this should actually go very, very well. So we're going to go ahead and slow it down so we can get all of the action. So as you can see, every single one of your volleys does a ton of damage. Your storms are pretty darn awesome, and you pretty much just walk all over it. So yeah. Yeah, this is where he calls GG and leaves the game, and then you spend the next 4 minutes destroying his entire base. So let's kind of recap of what happened. Overall, in the early game, you did a very good job of holding your own, dealing with the harassment of his Reaper, and pretty much even his small little Widow Mine drop didn't do as much damage as it probably could have. And then as you got into the mid game, the big scary part to this game was probably that you didn't have a whole lot of units. I mean, he was up a good, I don't know, 40-ish supply, if I recall. Wow, it was like at 16 minutes, I'll bet. Yeah. Oh, so it was like 14. This new little replay seeking thing. Yeah, so, you know, you've got only 2 Colossus, a handful of Stalkers, handful of Zealots against this monstrosity. Plus you got this drop going on in the main. So this is kind of your weakest point is kind of your mid game, making sure that you're able to hold on. You actually held off pretty well. You had your mothership core in a relatively easy location to throw down your photon overcharge, and I think overall, you know, the engagement didn't go too terribly well, just because he kind of did like an A move, and then once the photon overcharge got off, he pretty much picked up and ran, if I recall. I mean, looking at the units lost tab, I mean, it's still pretty. You've lost a little bit more, but I'd say overall it's still fairly even. So yeah, I think overall the game went very well. You've definitely improved a lot on your builds and mechanics since I last watched you, so congratulations on that. And yeah, I think that's all I've got for this game. I hope you all enjoyed. Feel free to shoot me any questions, concerns, comments down in the comments below. All is greatly appreciated. If you are not Angelus and would like me to do a quick cast / critique of one of your games, feel free to shoot me an email to the email address in the description. I'll be more than happy to take a look at your replay. Yeah, so don't forget to like, subscribe for more StarCraft 2 content, and share with your friends. And I will see you guys in the next game.